Happy Saturday. I want to come on here. I know it's been a minute. I think the last Saturday I chatted is when Tracy Braxton had died. So it's been a minute. Yes, I was doing a little grieving myself. So uh I was doing a little grieving. So, but how are you guys doing this wonderful Saturday? I am wonderful. I cannot complain. I am alive and well. You guys are too. So, hey, we doing way better than most, okay? So I wanted to jump on here. You know, I said Saturdays are my less chat. And I got a lot of great positive feedback from my last chat. And I wanted to jump on here because it's been a few Saturdays and I need to get back in the habit. I need to get into my routine. I am going to make some videos for my channel tonight or throughout the day. But I've been so overwhelmed with my Facebook group that I haven't had time to do nothing else. Like work in my Facebook group, right? I have a new boo in my life, and you know I'm sharing him with my YouTube group because you know I'm busy supporting my group, supporting the content for the members in my group, and guys, just just work, YouTube group, and you know trying to make a life. You know, like I said, I turned 50. And I don't want to be 50 and alone and my kids grown and gone. And hey, you got to do what you got to do out here in these YouTube streets, right? So I love my braids, guy. My cousin did them. Her name is Haley. And of course I picked the colors. And that color just goes, it goes pretty good with my skin. So I'm not complaining. I think it's cute. However, let's talk about what we're here to talk about, okay? So, the first thing I want to talk about, and I wrote some stuff down because I want to make sure I hit all the points that I want to talk about, is Dancing with, did you guys hear that Dancing with the Stars was dropped by ABC after low ratings and the fans are over Tyra Banks. So they're moving over. So Dancing with the Stars is moving over to the Disney Channel after 30 seasons on ABC. Following low ratings, they didn't want Tyra Banks hosting the show. Tyra had announced the wrong bottom couple, elimination couple. And then she said it was a mistake with the cue card, and fans went to change.org to sign a petition to get her removed off the show, and like 14,000 people signed up to get her removed off the show. I'm like, Tyra, you got money. Baby, if they have this great disdain for me, they don't want me on this show, baby, I'm not going to sit here and take the abuse, and I'm sure they emailing her and texting her and reaching out to her with nasty, vile comments and stuff like that. Girl, you don't need all that. You got plenty of money. You, girl, honey, you better than me because I just don't need, and then she got her baby now, I think. So, honey, go and raise your child and live happily ever after and let these people and their misery be. I would just let it be. But I guess maybe she, you know, maybe that's something for her to do or whatever. But personally, I wouldn't deal with it. I would be like, let me tell you something. I made my money as a top model. I have plenty of money. I don't need Dancing with the Stars. I don't need to host Dancing with the Stars, baby. My bank account is fat. Maybe that's just me. So, yeah, and what did it for me when I read that the fans signed that petition to get her removed from the show. Like, what? And then they said, like, her clothes is upstaging, the dancers, costumes and stuff. It's like, now you nitpicking. So, girl, bye. Like, Adios. Goodbye. I would not stick around and be a part of that. I just would not. I would not. Okay, moving on. So the real has been canceled. Okay, I have, anybody who know me knows that I have felt a certain type of way from the beginning. Everybody know I'm Team Tamar. I'm gonna stay Team Tamar, but I feel like the show, yes, it did need her. It did. They went on with Tamara and Adrian, Lonnie, and Jenny. Yeah, they did go on without her, but it's canceled, and it was boring. Yes, it was boring. I would say that. I always have felt, in my opinion, that Lonnie and Jenny had a whole lot to do. The only two people I really feel like were innocent in the whole situation was Adrian and Tamara. The only two I feel like was innocent in that whole thing. In that whole fiasco was Adrian and Tamara. I feel like Lonnie and Jenny had something to do with Tamara, with Tamar being fired. I really do, and I believed it then, and I still to this day believe it now. Lonnie supposed to be a comedian. She is not funny to me whatsoever. Not funny to me. And Jenny, at first I was liking her, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like she had something to do with it. She had some input. When they are getting a show, when they are putting a show together, okay, you have to realize they are pulling people who come from different paths in life, right? Like different walks in life or whatever. So, like Adrian, she come from the Cheetah Girls. She have did, some TV shows or whatever. So she made her name, right? I don't know how much she is deserving of to pay her, right? Okay, Jenny, whatever you want to call her, she I think she was doing some kind of lifestyle shows or something like that on whatever these channels, because I had never heard of her. So if she built her brand, doing lifestyle channels and doing whatever, okay, so she have a reputation for that. So when they reached out to her, they offered her whatever they offered her in money, right? Tamara comes from, everybody knows Tamara. She's the sister girl. She's done some movies. She's well recognized. So everybody know Tia and Tamara, right? Everybody know Tia and Tamara. I'm smiling because I love their show. I love how I feel like Tamara, when you just say her name, to me she's substance. She is somebody. She is. I think I believe everything about her is real. She's not fake. She's not a fake friend. I truly believe she was always a friend to Tamar. I truly believe that, and I can't take that away. Tamar, she come from the Braxtons. She come from a thriving reality show. Her career was taking off. So like us again, when you pull all these people, you're pulling people who are known in their arena, so to speak, right? And I don't know nothing about Lonnie. Nothing. All I know is she's supposed to be a comedian and she's not funny. She's not funny. Nothing out her mouth the whole time I watched the show was funny. Ever. To me. And then, like, her friend came out a couple years ago and said Lonnie was the one who had Tamar fired. See, that's why I'm saying, that's why I keep my grass cut so I can recognize the snakes. Right? You keep it cut so you can recognize the snakes. And again, my favorite person on that show was Tamar. That was my favorite person. The whole reason, I'm just gonna make it 100. The only reason I watched the show is because Tamar Braxton was gonna be a part of the show. That's the only reason I watched it. Real talk. Okay, so I think Tamar was the breakout favorite, and Lonnie and Jeannie, or whatever, Jeannie, whatever, felt some type of way. And guys, in every show, there's a breakout. There's a breakout. And I think they did all this. The girl was fighting for her life, with the blood clots and stuff, fighting for her life. And y'all busy in the background plotting and scheming. And then want to be the first one to say we had nothing to do. We found out. I truly believe that was a lie. I do. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I am entitled to my opinion, and I truly believe Lonnie and Jeannie had something to do with Tamar being fired. I truly believe it. You never was the breakout star, neither one of y'all. Lonnie is not funny, and I don't know. I just, I never. It's just crazy to me. But anywho, the show was being canceled. The show has been canceled. And okay. Am I going to miss it? No. Because I'm telling you, the very day Tamar got fired, or they announced she was no longer on the show, I stopped watching. Because it was boring. It was absolutely boring. Absolutely. And then next thing you know, Tamara exited. Right? Because I truly believe she had nothing to do with it. And you know what? She might have exited because she probably realized, or it probably was brought to her attention, that Lonnie and Jeannie had something to do with it, and she didn't want to roll with it. And I do not think Adrian had nothing to do with it. And I truly believe God will open the door for Adrian. He closing this door, but I truly believe he's going to open another door for Adrian. And Garcelle, she's on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She got that money, honey. So, but for Adrian, I truly believe God will make a way for her. Giselle, her name ain't Giselle. Her name Garcelle. Garcelle, she already have another show. And then the other two, oh well. That's how I feel. Oh well. So, yeah. So I'm on to something else, because the real wasn't it. The real turned out to be fake. Okay. The real turned out to be trash. That's just my opinion. And I have a right to my opinion. Right? Again, in life, people, keep your grass cut so you can see the snakes. Okay? So Courtney and Travis supposedly got married in Vegas. And supposedly she's pregnant. So we shall see how that play out. But I guess this must have been like a whirlwind thing to Courtney, because, honey, she done. And, oh, God, I was reading last night. Was it last night? I think it was last night. I was reading that people were speculating that Courtney's last baby is by Justin Bieber. Like, when did they date? And isn't he a baby? And Courtney is like 40 plus. Girl. Girl, what can you do with that youngster? Girl. Let me say that again. What can you do with that youngster? Girl. That's all I can say. Because Justin Bieber is like what? He might be 30. So she might just be... One more time. Girl. What can you do with that youngster? I've heard some things about Justin Bieber, so it's a whole lot she could do with that youngster, but I'm just saying, like, whew, I don't know. But supposedly Courtney and Travis got married, And guys, do y'all remember when Travis was in that plane crash and stuff, like years back? His plane crashed. He lived. He survived. I think he got burnt over like his body or whatever. So he might have had to have a whole lot of skin grafts and all that stuff. But he lived. You know, that's when he was married to Shayna. And yeah, like he is one blessed person. He lived through a plane crash. He lived. So, you know, God was not through with him, honey. He still had things left to do on this earth because he lived. Okay? And it was a whole plane crash with a fire and everything. So, it goes to show, if it ain't your time to go, it ain't your time to go. You know, you're going to still be here. Okay? Okay. So, I feel some type of way about this next story because I feel like people do the most. So Dr. Nell is this doctor on TLC, and the show is called My 600 Pound Life. And you know, all these people who are 600 pounds plus go to him, and I guess they must have like a side insurance or something that covers it or whatever, and TLC probably paid for some of it too. And so now it's like the show is, it's like in a standstill because people are complaining about Dr. Nell or whatever. I guess too many people have said it didn't work or whatever, but I don't understand how it didn't work. Because if, like, and we have seen patients, people who have watched the show, you have seen patients that they get on that show and then they make all excuses in the world as to why they can't complete the 1,200 calorie diet. Oh, well, you see them back in the drive-thru. You see them doing all this stuff they're not supposed to be doing, eating all this food again, even after surgery. So it's a mind thing. Like your mind have to be mentally prepared to tell your body, no, we're not going to eat that. We're not going to eat that. And I'm a big girl. And I know when I want chocolate cake, I want chocolate cake. Okay? But when you are on a diet, a 1,200 calorie diet, there is no room for there is no room for chocolate cake. 1,200 calories is 1,200 calories. There is no room for chocolate cake or chocolate pie or chocolate candy bar or fudge or anything like that. There is just no room for that. So I think they trying to investigate to see what's going on. It could be, they could just be rebranding, or, you know, hopefully they won't come back with a new doctor. You know, hopefully that, because he's good. I love him. I mean, he tries with these people, and he gets on your butt if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. He call you out on it. And that's what people need. You don't need a doctor that's going to pacify you every time. Well, you'll do it right the next time. Oh, well, eat that 5,000 calorie food and you'll get them the next time, Tiger. No, you don't need that. No. So I don't know. I think they're investigating. They might, right now I think it's on pause and they rebranding or they doing something, but they do not need to get rid of Dr. Nell because he is great. He have great bedside manners. He you know, he's polite, he's caring, but when he need to get on your butt, he do that. And you need somebody that's strong and firm when they need to be. And he'll ask, I have seen it. He asks, what's the problem? What is causing you not to do right? What is, you know what I'm saying? You have to tell your brain, yeah, that cake look good, but I'm trying to get fine. Nothing tastes as good as thin feels. My auntie had that posted on her refrigerator when I was a kid. I don't know where she got it from, Weight Watchers or something, but it said nothing tastes as good as thin feels. So that means, hey, lose the weight you're going to lose, because that cake do not taste as good as you're going to feel when you get all, you know, when you reach your goal. It is what it is at the end of the day, right? So, all I'm saying, I've been on here 19 minutes, and So we talked about Dancing with the Stars and Tyra Banks, The Real being canceled. Who gonna miss it? Courtney and Travis supposedly getting married, and she's supposed to be pregnant. We shall see. And Dr. Nell. Okay, guys. So Tracy Braxton, she was cremated. Let me ask you, guys, my scalp position. Let me ask you something. Have you guys ever thought about that? Like, would you want to be cremated? When I was going to work yesterday, I heard it was two people in the waiting on the elevator with me, and somebody in their family had passed away, and her children decided to get her cremated. Now I don't know if that was in her will, or if if even if she had already said, "Hey, I want to be cremated," blah blah blah. And she was like, "Yeah, because it's only going to be like $650." And I guess if you're looking at it from the standpoint of you don't have the necessary money to bury your loved one, I guess $650 opposed to 6,000, 7,000, whatever the going rate is to actually put them in the ground. I guess if you really don't have the funds, I guess cremation would seem like the right thing to do, or not the right thing to do, but it would be like the only thing it would be your only choice. You know what I'm saying? If you had to go off of financial ability to actually have a funeral and bury your loved ones, right? And you don't have it, or there was no insurance in place or whatever, and a cremation is only $600. I'm sure if you didn't have any money, you could raise $600 faster than you could $5,000 or more. So I don't know. I thought I was reading that, and then I was reading about Tracy, but yesterday I was privy to a conversation, and I really didn't have any thoughts on it because me personally, I guess I just never thought about cremation. I've never, I don't know, I've never focused on it or researched it. I mean, I just know they burn your body to ashes, and then they put you in the urn, and I guess the family probably would decide who gets the ashes, or if you split the ashes amongst whoever. Well, Tracy Braxton was cremated, and all of the sisters I know, they're wearing this hummingbird because they said she loved hummingbirds, and they put some of her ashes in the hummingbird, right? Very, little. I mean, it was a very small hummingbird, so I guess they got very little ashes, and just knowing or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Hello. I don't know if I would. I don't know about the cremation thing. I don't know. Would you guys like cremate your family members? If I don't know. I just don't know if I would do that. I mean, I don't know. I, I don't. I'm dumbfounded on the whole cremation thing. Like, I'm like, who decided to just, y'all see I lost the nail. Who decided to just burn the body and give the family the ashes? Like, who actually? Can someone tell me when was the first cremation ever done? And what was the mindset of the person who did it? Like, it was that. Was it put in place for people who could not afford to bury their loved ones? You know what I'm saying? It's that's one of them situations. I guess that's why if you can't afford life insurance, see if you can get it on your job, right? So you can have life insurance coverage for you and your children if you have it. Also your husband, or a husband can cover his wife and children. So I just wonder, that's just something I never I just never thought about cremating. You know, you know, I don't know. But she was cremated, and so I just wonder because we all know either Braxton had enough money. If Kevin didn't have enough money, or little Kevin didn't have enough money, we knew Tracy had enough, money. And if neither of them had any money to bury her, we know Tony Tamar had enough money to put her in the ground. We know. So I guess I don't know. Maybe that could have been her life. That could have been her instructions. Cremate me. Do not put me in the ground. Those could have been her final wishes. And people honor people's final wishes. But have you ever thought about cremation? Like, would that be an option for you? Would that be an option? Would you leave that in your final wishes to your family? Like, hey, just cremate me and do whatever with the ashes. I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know. So, you guys have a happy Saturday. Make today great. Spend time with your family. Love on your people. And live your best life. And in all that you do, be true to yourself. Sean's Journey out.